welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria Lynn, and as you can tell, I changed my channel name to Radiant Babe because I've always wanted a channel name and not my channel to be just like my name, and I felt like Radiant Babe was just an awesome way to just describe what I'm all about. I'm radiant despite all the things that I've been through in my life, and the reason why I'm radiant is because God shines His light through me. Thank you so much. If you're watching me, then you're most likely a radiant babe. But anyway, if you don't know who I am, my name is Victoria Lynn. I make videos here on YouTube, and all the videos that I make are lifestyle, wellness, beauty, and style related. So yeah, if you like those types of videos, then you should stick around and become a part of our Radiant Babe community. I'm super excited to just grow this and just let God just do His thing on this channel. But anyway, today I want to do another makeup and motivate. And basically I'm just going to sit through this and do my makeup and talk to you guys about the biggest fear that I recently conquered and how God had just like been there the entire time to like just give me that push to do it, and how liberating it was to just conquer this fear. So if you're interested in getting ready with me and hearing about how I conquered my fear, then keep watching. Okay, first things first. Something that I always do is moisturize my lips before I get started with my makeup, because my lips are very prone to getting dry and crusty and disgusting if I don't take care of them. So I have been obsessed with the Eco Lips lip food, and I have every flavor. Every flavor, guys. I'm loca. I'm a chapstick hoarder, and you know, I'm proud. I'm proud, okay? But anyway, this one is vanilla lavender, and it's made with pumpkin seed oil, and it fights free radicals and boosts skin health. And it smells amazing, of course, like lavender, and it just gives my lips a nice coat, a nice shine. So once I'm done and ready to put on my actual lip gloss or whatever I end up putting on, my lips are nice and soft and ready to be just painted on. So yeah, the next thing I do is go in with the Long Last Brows from 100% Pure. I'm in the color medium brown, and yeah, I just use like a spoolie and then an angled brush to do my eyebrows. So my biggest fear is gonna sound silly, but it actually was marrying Naveed, and we literally just got married 3 months ago. We've been married for 3 months. Praise the Lord. It's been amazing, but it's also been a challenge, you know? Just, you know, getting through the whole like process of becoming like one and being a team and working, you know, for our future. Yeah, it's been real, guys. It's been real. The reason why that was like our biggest fear, well, it was kind of like my biggest fear. I was caring too much about like what my family would think, and I was rubbing off this energy on him that like, you know, if I care too much, then he was like kind of caring too much. But back in January, he did mention to his mom and his dad that he was gonna marry me. So that was like a big deal. He asked them the night of my dad's birthday party. But anyway, he asked them that night, and I just couldn't believe that he had like done that. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is so real. I feel like we might get married soon. I wanted to get married, but I was just nervous, and I didn't want to like disappoint anyone, which was like so irrational, like thinking about, you know, disappointing like my parents or shocking them. My mom's the type that's like, oh, skip the wedding, give me grandchildren. And I'm just like, no, Mom, like, you don't understand. Like, Naveed and I wanted to get married to honor God, and that's exactly what we did. Anyway, like, my dad's a very machismo man. He likes Naveed, but he's just a hard person to like love. I guess he'll love on other people that are like his friends, but like when it comes to family, he's super guarded for some odd reason. So like that was like hindering me, like, oh my gosh, like, you know, I was thinking of the future, like what if we get kicked out of the house, like what's gonna happen? Are we gonna move out? Like, I've never moved out of our house, like because we lived together before, like prior to getting married, and that's like a whole nother reason like why we wanted to get married, is because we wanted to like honor God and get right with God. And yeah, so that was like my biggest fear. So a couple months later, after, you know, it was January when he asked his parents, when he told his parents that he was gonna marry me. Of course, they were happy. They said yeah. And I was even shocked. I was like, what? But even if we didn't get anyone's approval, deep down in our hearts, we knew that we would still get married. And we didn't know how or when. Well, I didn't know when. And neither did Naveed. But he had an idea. And he said like a couple months later, so in the springtime, he purchased the ring. And it's crazy because I had made like a vision board on Pinterest, and one of them was like, you know, my wedding ring and like just a wedding themed board. And I also had like written it down on my bucket list, like marry Naveed this year. So it's just crazy to see all of like these dreams come into fruition. And even though we were like so scared, like we did it. Well, anyway, let me get to the point where he asked me to be his wife. His thing was like, I want to ask you, like, I want to propose to you. And I was always just like, no, just give me a band. Like, let's just do it. Screw it. Let's just get married. Let's get married. Yeah, I was like, let's get married. And he was like, no. So I was just like, ugh, really sad. Like, when is he gonna ask me? Is he afraid? And he was just so good at like keeping it like a secret. He proposed to me on June 23rd at our favorite beach at Laguna Beach. And we were in the middle of like doing a photo shoot with our friend, and all of a sudden Naveed got on his knees, proposed to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe like this is happening right now. It felt like a total dream. At that point I was just like, I didn't care anymore what anyone thought, and I knew that Naveed was just like all in with it. So like his boldness rubbed off of me, and then like together, like we were just ready. Like we knew like it was time. And we knew it was time to just stop like waiting around. And we've talked about it before, like where do we want to get married, and like we had like, you know, did we want a big wedding, a big ceremony, and both of us like have big families, so we're just like I don't know. Hold that thought. Okay, so now that I'm done with my eyebrows, I'm gonna go in with my Lawless foundation in the color Warmth. And my brushes are dirty, so I'm just gonna use my fingers and just pat it on my skin. But anyway, we decided we would get married, so I made an appointment with the court to get married, and our pastor, Sammy, couldn't marry us in the court. And I was just like, okay, so where are we gonna get married if we can't do the actual like ceremony at the court? And Naveed and I, we love the beach, we love the outdoors, we love the sunshine, so we wanted to do it at a beach. And we couldn't find a beach that didn't require like a permit to get married at. And then it was just like a miracle. We found a beach in Newport, and it's called the Wedge. Like, well, that weekend we found it, and then on Sunday we went to go like scope out like the Wedge to see what it was like, and it was beautiful, so beautiful. It was like a private beach, and not many people were there that day, and also like God was just showing us his grace and his mercy. Like, I got this. He was showing us that we don't have to be afraid. And he was just pouring his love like on us, like showing us like, even though like we're not, like we gave up like this big ceremony and like the things that, you know, most people would want to do for their weddings, like he took care of us. My friend, she's so awesome. She has like a floral company where she does like florals for special events. So she made me the most beautiful flower crown ever, and she also made me like a bouquet. And then that same week, my cousin and I, we went to Forever 21, and she picked out like the cutest like white dress for me. And at first I was like, no, I just want a short white dress, but it was perfect. It was perfect for my wedding. And I feel like God was just like showing up and showing off like he always does. And it was God's perfect love casting out all that fear that I had of like getting married. you know, and like having everything perfect and the location and the time and the people, and I wasn't even gonna tell my mom or my dad, and I had just told them like that Thursday, and Naveed had just told his mom that same Thursday. So it was like super last minute for them, but they were all in. And unfortunately Naveed's dad couldn't show up because he had work, but it was a beautiful experience. And our pastor, he was able to come with his wife, and it was amazing because it just felt like a total wedding, because Goose, my little cousin, she stayed over for the summer and she was my maid of honor. So she didn't let Naveed and I see each other. So we didn't see each other until like the actual moment that I walked down, like it was a walkway to the beach. So I walked down that with my dad, and I drove to the beach with my parents actually, and Naveed had music playing on our speakers, and my cousin was able to come, and she's a photographer. She took photos for us. Like, wow, like this was all just like so amazing that God showed up for us. And I just want to say that if you're afraid of like anything, just know that like perfect love casts out fear. And I feel like as I'm telling you this, like I'm having like my own revelation of what are you afraid of? Because sometimes I get fearful over like silly things, and it just sucks. It stops me from doing the things that I need to do, because I fear like little silly things like the future. And I think that's like my biggest thing. I fear the future, and then I don't do things, and it just stops me. God always takes me back to the moment where I was like my bravest, like the most bold I was, and that was marrying Naveed. And he just reminds me that like perfect love casts out fear. For real, for real, for real. And by the way, I'm using the same concealer I used last time. It's the Hint Beauty concealer in the color medium. I love this concealer. It's super moisturizing and beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, like afterwards, there were a couple things that like, of course, like tried to like come into my peace and bother my peace, which is like my dad just making comments like, oh, you didn't keep my last name. And it was, I guess, a fear of disappointment. And honestly, like, it's just life. No, I didn't keep your last name. Nothing against your last name, but now I have a husband and we're starting new generations. And yeah, I feel like that is just amazing. I still love my dad's family, my mom's family. Will always be blood, and it's nothing like against anyone, but like no one should take anything personal. So I don't like, I think like all these little irrational fears were popping up afterwards, but like in the end, the only thing that matters is God's judgment. Right now I'm using a fluffy brush, and I'm using Lawless Seal the Deal Classic Translucent Powder, and I'm just gonna just lightly seal my concealer. Last time my beauty blender was super wet, and it just made me look like super white, and it just kind of pressed in too much to my skin. So yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Of course, y'all know I like to set my foundation, and I'm using the Mineral Fusion Olive 3 Pressed Powder Foundation. So I always look back at like this story, and for me it's like, wow, God, you are just so magnificent. And I think to myself, like, imagine like what God could do like if I weren't afraid of like certain things like XYZ, you know? Just imagine like where God could take you if you just let go of that fear. I don't know what fear it is. It could be fear of failure, fear of rejection, disappointment, fear of a lot of things. I think fear is essential to like propel us. We could either stay in like the same spot and like be fearful forever, or we could remember that we're wonderfully and fearfully made and propel ourselves out into the world and do the things that we need to do to get to point A to point B. You know what I mean? So if it's like a goal you have, if you want to do YouTube, if you want to become an actress, like if you want to try out for the dance team, whatever it is, like just do it. If you fail, like you fail. Okay, next thing I'm going in with is my Lily Lolo Bondi Bronzer. And I'm just going to use like an angled brush and contour my cheeks. But anyway, oh my gosh, so like when I was like in junior high, I had like a similar story. I had always wanted to like dance, and I've never like danced before in my life. And I tried out for the dance team because I was like, oh yeah, like I want to try out. I tried out, I didn't make it. It was like the saddest day of my life. But also it was very, very encouraging for me because I asked my parents if they would sign me up for studio dance, and that's what they did. And I did unlimited studio dance for like a whole year, and I was literally, after school, I would go from school to dance for the rest of the night. And that taught me a lot. It taught me a lot of hard work. Even on the days I didn't want to go, like my mom, she pushed my butt to go, and I'm glad she did because it taught me how to work hard for what I wanted. And the hard work paid off. Like I became a better dancer. I learned dance techniques that I didn't know when I first tried out. And then the next dance team year came around and I tried out and I made the dance team, and it was like the best feeling ever, knowing that like all this hard work paid off. So yeah, I'm pretty sure like you can relate on some level. Like we all have fears. Like if you don't, then I mean, are you even human? I'm just gonna skip the blush, and I'm gonna go for just my highlighter. I've been loving this highlighter from Alima Pure, and it's in the color Dolce. Dolce. I'm just gonna grab like an angled brush, like a pointing brush. It's called a small tapered brush, and I'm just gonna gloss. Ooh, I'm gonna highlight my cheekbones. Ooh. And of course you gotta tell yourself, like when you do your makeup, you gotta look in the mirror and be like, girl, you look poppin'. You look poppin'. Make sure you tell yourself that you look poppin', girl. Remember, makeup does not define beauty. Makeup enhances beauty, and makeup is just for fun, so have fun with it and don't get too serious and feel like you need makeup because you're ugly, because I've been there. I felt like I need makeup because I need to feel beautiful. Because Bruno Mars said it best, because you're amazing just the way you are. I think that's how he said it. Honestly, I don't listen to Bruno Mars. That just came to my mind and just thought I'd say that. Yeah, you guys, I'm serious. This highlight is poppin', and it's giving me life. I'm not shining in my own life. I'm shining in yours. I'm gonna move on to my mascara. Actually, no, my eyeliner. I'm not the biggest fan of this eyeliner, but I haven't found like a clean eyeliner that will do the job, like a beautiful like wing liner. But you know what, maybe today this eyeliner will be my friend and we'll get along. I like to start at the edges. Ooh. Okay, see? It's okay. does the job. I'll fix it with concealer. Okay, moving on to my mascara. I'm gonna go on with my favorite mascara ever, and it's the Mineral Fusion mascara in the color Graphite. Yes. Give me life. So you guys are gonna be shook, but I'm not using any of the usual lippies that I use. Today I am using the Kat Von D Lolita 2. Like, I wish a clean brand like Lawless or, you know, Bite Beauty came out with like a beautiful color like Lolita 2, because Kat Von D is killing it with the colors. The only thing is I don't like how dry it makes my lips feel, but this is beautiful. Watch. Oh gosh. Bomb. Ah, so beautiful. I'm finally done with my makeup, guys. Oh my goodness. I hope this video helped you out. Remember that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and you can do anything with God on your side, working actually through you, because without his help, girl, you can do nothing. I'm so blessed to be married with Naveed. Although we have, like, you know, our ups and downs, like, it's beautiful. Life is beautiful. That's just the way it is. Life's not perfect, but it's beautiful. And I know that all of us have like a purpose to fulfill, and fear is just something that we all need to get over. You know your fear, I don't know your fear, but whatever it is, I hope that you can let go of it and let God just do work through you like he did work through me and Naveed, getting married and just making a miracle happen for you, because he's a God of miracles. And yeah, I just want to share with you guys how great he is. I'll see you in my next video. I love you so much. Again, thank you for watching, and peace.